Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, Kimo Sabe got this bitch off the hand. Got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit.
One West, one West, one West, one West, one West.
Coming up on my bullshit. I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit.
One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me.
I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. You up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Friday, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even count. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You real.
All right, clap it up, clap it up. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Thumb, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. This is tonight. This is the law class. I'm Police Officer Marwa Sar. This is the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, the Wednesday night law class. And tonight's class is God's law is power, in which it is power. As long as we follow these law, statutes, commandments, our power, God is our power. And as our power, he'll look out for us. All our wants, all our needs, vengeance, protection, we can get all that from the Most High. We can get all that from God, as long as we follow these law, statutes, commandments. That's how God's law is power. And his power will continue to be our power as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Anyone on a conference call? Anyone online? Trooper Halak. Salam Lord Christ. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Can you hear me?
Salakia. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. How you doing, Doc?
I'm Tawab on my end, sir. How about yourself?
Tawab, Most High in Christ. All right, you want to pick me up at Baruch 4:1?
Come.
Right, and as I was saying, God's law is power, and his power is infinite, Salakia. And he's showing his power all the time. The forest fires up in Canada, and every time you see tornadoes, hurricanes, that's him showing his power. And if you notice, it's always in them foreign countries where people are oppressed. It's always in these oppressors' neighborhoods or in their cities, mostly where they dwell at. And those storms, those hurricanes, it's guided by the Most High. Chariots, the angels. He's showing us his power. He says he'll bring storms, tumult, storms, hurricanes, earthquakes. When you see all these forest fires out in California, burning all them Edomites out their homes,
right?
Landslides. That's how he's showing his power. He's taking revenge for you. All these diseases running around like the what is that? COVID, monkeypox. As long as you follow them law, statutes, commandments, don't be a homosexual. You won't get monkeypox. You won't get AIDS.
Right.
His power is to protect you for following his law, statutes, and commandments. You won't have to worry about all that. You won't have to worry about what you're going to eat the next day. You got that for me, Op?
Come, sir.
All right, if you go ahead and read that for me.
Come, Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
Stop right there. This is the book of the commandments of God. This book, this Bible, this is his commandments. These are the law, statutes, and commandments that he gave us to follow. This is his book that he's written through the prophets. This is the book of the commandments. And he didn't give it to nobody else but to Israel. That's why we always catching hell when we breaking his laws, by being homosexuals, by being thieves, by sleeping with your brother's wife, by not looking out for your brother, by wanting to fight and help destroy your brother, by selling your brother drugs, by prostituting your sister, being a pimp. You think that's cool? That's not cool.
Right.
To pimp out your own sister? I mean, come on. I know we're destroyed, but we don't have to be destroyed. We're in slavery still, but we don't have to be in slavery still. We could get up out of here. And the sooner we start following these laws, statutes, and commandments, the sooner we can get up out of here. The sooner we come together and look out for each other, the way they did in Montgomery, Alabama. Hey, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
You know, you talk about gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, to defend your brother. That's how you're supposed to do it, Israel. Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. That's how we're supposed to do it. That's what I'm talking about. But you don't have to go out there, you know, just because you know the truth. We ain't condoning that you go out there and fight and stab and kill the oppressor just because of who they what they do. Vengeance is the Lord's. When Christ returns, they're gonna catch all types of hell. And see, our job is to raise our people up, to wake our people up. Get in this Isupk under Commander General Yohana. Learn these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come together. You know, the sooner the better. Christ could have been came back if we would have stuck together. And we've come in here and followed these laws, statutes, and commandments. And no, it's not an easy road. It's not an easy walk. It's easy. It's easier to do evil and wicked. But boy, stop doing evil and wicked. And really, you know, the least of the laws, you know, hey, don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You can easily just don't do it. Just don't do it.
So
Think the Most High didn't know it. Go ahead.
You're right. You're right. It's not easy, but it's well worth it, though.
Khan, Salakia. You're right. It is well worth it. Someone said Salakia.
How about Shem and Shabrakatha?
Yeah,
Paul checking in.
How about Shem and Shabrakatha? How you doing, Ak?
I'm too wild about one.
Khan. Yo, man, Paul, I got you down, brother. You know what to do. You got any questions, comments? You know, just unmute your phone and say Salakia. But for right now, if you would, could you mute your phone? Unless you got something to add in right now. All right. But Khan, you know, but you're right though, Halak. It is. And well, we do it every day, right here in the Isupk. You know, keep fighting. And I pray no man drops his sword. And I pray that the Most High saves all of Israel.
Yeah.
You know, unlike these other cats out here, just because, you know, a brother or sister don't agree, you know, they want to throw curses at them. Hey, let's throw curses at them. You know, you're going to be part of the 2/3. Don't ever tell nobody that.
Right.
You know, hell, I might not even be part of the 2/3. You might not be part of the 2/3. How do you know that you're going to be? But you're going to tell somebody else they are.
Right.
But yeah, this is the book of the commandments. You know, and we need to stick together, Israel. Come together and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you know, because and when you do that, you gain power. How do you gain power? By doing as the Most High tells us to do. When you do what God tells you to do, you become stronger in your spirit.
That's right.
You ain't going to have that desire to go out here and want to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. You ain't going to have that desire to go out here and want to shoot your brother over nothing. You ain't gonna want to take your woman to the abortion clinic.
Right.
You said Salakia?
Right. Salakia Adawan. I was just saying you're not gonna want, you're gonna be strong, you're gonna be able to resist the temptation to smoke weed, you know, and do all the evil things that you used to do.
Right. Someone said Salakia?
Salakia, sir. Y'all show me a shot of the young man Kaden checking in.
Y'all about to show me a shot? Salakia. Yahweh Shamar, El Thumb Yahweh Shai, sis. Say your name again. Who?
Or young man Stone sir.
Young man who?
Oh, is this sister?
No, sir. I'm using Sister Nayaka's phone, sir.
Okay, no sweat. Okay.
This is young man Caden, sir.
Oh, okay.
My shower son.
Okay, Khan. Spell your name.
Valakia, spell my name, sir.
Khan.
Cadyn, sir.
Gotcha. All right, you got any hey, the water for calling in, young man.
I am the boss, sir.
Hey, look, if you got any questions or comments, just say Salakia. But for now, could you put your phone on mute unless you got something to add?
I know what kind, sir.
That's the water. But yeah, Khan, halak, you know, all that weed smoking, you know, that shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, all that you have mentioned, everything that you mentioned, you're right. It'll give you the power to resist all that. You know, you don't have to, you really don't have to do all that. It's just that you wish to do that. You let them demons control you, take over. You know, and for you weed smokers, that weed smell nasty. You think you cool and you think getting high, nah. You think that's the way to go. It's not. Besides, UPK is the way to go. You wanna get high, get a natural high. Get up in this ISUPK. You ain't gonna need all that. Read that for me again.
Come on, sir. The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
This is the book of the commandments of God. We got a whole book of righteous laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High God gave us. You know, through generation. It gave us strength and power. And we can still have that strength and power. All we got to do, get back in this command, get back into following these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You know, you can be a more stronger, powerful man. If you know what these laws can do for you, boy, you would be ready to run up in here. Read that. People continue.
Come on, sir. And the law that endureth forever.
And the law that endures forever. How does it endure forever? Anyone online? Super Halak? How does it endure forever?
If I may, Adawan, is it pertaining to that the law will always be here?
Okay. What else?
Law that endures forever. And also that we still got to keep the law.
Khan. And see, by learning these laws, statutes, and commandments, and passing them down to your child, from his child to your child, to his child, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a quick little pre-show for you.
Khan.
All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Let me say it again. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass. You know what I'm saying? You have to that's the law. So we may and this word society, you think that heaven is that the place you die, go away, you're gonna be like a naked angel with wings flying around.
Right.
No, because in this context it said heaven and earth shall pass, because persons, this day heaven right now.
Right.
They took the slave ships, you see all the corporate bills and stuff like that. That they heaven. You know what I'm saying? In the earth, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a different society.
Right.
The plant's still gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Everything will still be here, but you know what I'm saying? The Most High, you know what I'm saying? Word's gonna stay the same
Right.
when we take over the kingdom. And you have Proverbs of 22, train a child as you go. They will let depart their
Right.
ways. That's why we out here every Monday through Friday. I mean Monday through Saturday. And some Sundays, you know what I'm saying, feeding home and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The little kids see us, they see how we move, they be like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like them. They're
Right.
our real superheroes, not no Superman or Batman or any other nations or Bruce Lee or any other nations, you know what I'm saying, that oppress us. You know what I'm saying? They run our liquor stores down there, they run our gas stations, they run chicken wing spots, you know what I'm saying? They run the Arab, they put their mosques in our place.
Exactly. Con. Hey, the water for that. Get that brother a hand. You know, hey. And that is so true. He hit the nail. He hit the hammer on the nail. Right. So you know, it's like these laws have to they will endure forever. They have endured forever. From the time the first records was written down up till now. And this is what, 2023? You know, for thousands of years, this Bible has stood and it hasn't failed yet. The only reason that we failed as a people is because we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. As long as we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we will never fall. But we got beside ourselves, so here we are. You know, and it's like we got to start all over again. You know, get in this truth, get in this ISUPK. I'm telling you. All right, read.
Come, sir. All they that keep it shall come to life.
Stop right there. All they that keep it shall come to life. And how shall you come to life? How will you live? Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You ain't got to worry about catching no diseases. You ain't got to worry about somebody harming you. The Most High will protect you. You keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Hey, look. You pretty much ain't got no worries. Can anybody else give me an example of how you shall live? Anyone online? Come on, I know y'all got something. I know somebody got something.
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
If we keep the law, we'll come to life, and we won't have to worry about being the least in the kingdom.
Right. Right. We ain't got to worry about being the least. We ain't got to worry about starvation. You know, we ain't got to worry about our child being aborted. You know, you ain't got to be the walking dead. You know, you can live, have too many wives, have many children. You know, your generation can continue, your bloodline from generation to generation. You know, you teach your child teaches your child's child teaches his child. You know, then the cycle continues. As long as you keep staying strong, you know, put on that whole armor. That armor of this Bible, these laws, these statutes, these commandments will protect you. Read. Is that it?
No, sir.
All right, read.
Come. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right. Such as leave it shall die. You start following these laws, statutes, and commandments, look what happened to us. Look how we got destroyed. We still are. You know, a lot of us still walking around walking dead. You know, not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, smoking. What happens when you smoke? Cancer, being a homosexual, AIDS, monkeypox. You know, you being a drug dealer, that you could die in a shootout.
Yeah.
You know, and if we was to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you think about it, our babies would not be aborted, would be aborted.
Right.
Because, we don't believe in abortion. You're not supposed to kill your baby. Abortion is nothing but murder. You unaliving your baby. Your baby, you don't know what your baby might grow up to be.
Right.
He might grow up to be a great man in Israel.
That's right.
He might, a great priest. So you leave it, you die.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we done died, still dying, especially at the hands of these oppressors. You see how they hunt our doorsteps. You see how they try to jump that one brother, and our people and the other brothers and sisters came together to protect that brother. But that's not the only thing that's happened in Alabama. There was another incident like that. Hold on, let me get that. As a matter of fact, I've been wanting to bring that up tonight.
Come.
If I may, right quick. In Scottsboro, Alabama, the Scottsboro Nine, the Scottsboro boys were 9 African-American teenage males accused in Alabama of raping 2 white women in 1939. In 1931. The landmark set of legal cases from this incident dealt with racism and the right to a fair trial. The cases included a lynch mob before the suspects had been indicted. They was ready to kill these brothers just off the word of an oppressive dog, of 2 oppressor dogs. They was already ready to lynch these brothers. They was ready to unalive these brothers right then and there. They wasn't even indicted. They wasn't even accused with nothing. Just by the words of these 2 white dogs, and it's always been that way.
Yeah.
The oppressor woman has a very, very bad history of that, of crying wolf.
Come.
And our people, our brothers, look, we pay the price every time. That's why you got to separate from these people.
Come.
These people are evil and wicked, and a woman is worse. Is worse than a man. And it continues. What was I at? Oh, yeah, included a lynch mob before the suspects had been indicted. All white juries rushed trials and disrupted mobs. It is commonly cited as an example of legal injustice in the United States legal system. And it's still injustice today. By the way, their attorney was Samuel Leibowitz. Of course, white Jewish. And then they had to be under guard by the state militia in 1932. And it continues. On March 25th, 1931, 24 people were hoboing on a freight train traveling between Chattanooga and Memphis, Tennessee. The hobos were an equal mix of blacks and whites. A group of white teenage boys saw 18-year-old Haywood Patterson on the train and attempted to push him off, claiming that it was a white man's train.
Good night.
And you know how arrogant Esau is. And that's their mentality. That's how we got to be about our nation, our people. We got to claim our nationality for ourselves. A white man's train. Wow. A group of whites then gathered rocks and attempted to force all of the black males from the train. Right there in itself, they was trying to force these brothers off the train. Like, nah, y'all don't belong on this train. Y'all ain't good enough. You know, hey, you in a worse position than these brothers. But see, that's the arrogancy of Esau. Even the poorest, the lowest of them think they're better than us.
Yeah.
The poorest and the lowest think that, oh, you know, hey, look, you black people, y'all niggas, you're not us. You're still beneath me. Patterson and the other black males were able to ward off the group. Them brothers came together as one. They had to be in that spirit. It had to be. They had to have that spirit.
Yeah.
Come together as one. Once again, come together, O nation not desired. You know, these brothers stuck together. They stuck together, you know, and hey, look, no, you ain't gonna do this no any type of way.
Yeah.
And I pray that the Most High keeps putting that spirit into us. You got something to say? A lot.
Salaki Adawan, from Chattanooga to Memphis, Tennessee, that's a long ways.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be getting put off a train.
Right. Hey, could you imagine the long walk them brothers would have had to take?
And they probably would have had to walk through those towns where you're not supposed to, no black people supposed to be in those towns after dark.
Right, sundown town.
That Comic-Con, sir.
Right. And it continues. A group of whites then gathered rocks and attempted to force all of the black males from the train. Patterson and the other black males were able to ward off the group. The humiliated white teenagers jumped or were forced off of the train and reported to the city sheriff that they had been attacked by a group of black teenagers. Ain't that some BS right there?
God.
But you know, hey, they can do that. That's how they do. You know, and they look for any excuse. They don't care. Hey, look. Hey, do something about these niggas.
Right.
Do something about these black people, man. And you know, hey, back then, especially back then, they was born. Them KKK members wanted ready to put on them white sheets to cover their heads up. Go find them some niggas and hang them.
Right.
And like you said, if they hadn't stuck together, if they was forced off the train, you know, they had to walk back home, you know, hey, look, them sundown towns, hey, you better be up out of there before sundown.
That's right.
And these brothers, man, these brothers went through hell. The train and reported to the city sheriff that they had been attacked by a group of black teenagers. The sheriff deputized a posse right there. Bam, there it is. Deputized a posse. These cats was already ready. They stayed ready. But just in case something like this was to happen.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
That sound like the slave patrol.
Right. Right.
And if I may, Adawan.
Go ahead.
That's from Chattanooga to Memphis, Tennessee. That's 339 miles.
Whoo. Boy, the boys would have had a long walk.
Yeah.
They would have had a very long walk. Man, could you imagine having to have to walk 339 miles to try to get back home?
Come.
And then you got to go through the sundown towns.
gotta go Salakia Adawan, and you
Go
gotta
ahead.
go through Forsyth County in Georgia.
Right.
Remember, Oprah Winfrey had that show about Forsyth being the most prejudiced. I believe it was the most prejudiced county in
Right.
the state of Georgia.
Right. Wow. Could you imagine them have to go through all that? I mean, come nighttime, hey, look, the only thing I can think of, hey, you would have to go duck off in the woods somewhere and hide.
Yeah,
You know? Like every 2 hours, somebody would just have to keep watch, but just in case.
that's right. Right.
No,
Right.
one of the others, hey, look, we got to move. Man. The sheriff deputized a posse, stopped and searched the train at Paint Rock, Alabama, and arrested the black males. 2 young white women, here we go. 2 young white women were also taken to the jail. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Here's where it gets really, really wicked. Because you already know what's about to happen with these 2 white women. White privilege. Right here. 2 young white women were also taken to the jail, where they accused the African American males of rape. They got accused of rape. The lies of the white woman, Salakia, of the oppressor woman, the cave beast. You got something to add on? A lot?
Man, Adawan, same thing been going on since the days of Joseph in Egypt.
Right. Right. The Pharaoh's wife accused him of rape.
Come. Those curses.
Right. But but these brothers still stuck together though.
Come.
Now see, if we would have had the truth back then, hey, look, them brothers would have been all right. The case was first heard in Scottsboro, Alabama, in 3 rush trials in which the defendants received poor legal representation. All but 13-year-old Roy Wright were convicted of rape and sentenced to death. The common sentence in Alabama at the time for black males convicted of raping white females. And even though there was no medical evidence indicating that rape had taken place.
Salakia, Adawan.
Go ahead.
Man, they convicted those brothers with no evidence.
Right. All you had to do was be a black man. All you had to do was be black. A black male raping a white woman back there. Oh, yeah. And it never stopped. Go ahead.
Salakia, this can't be our rest.
Exactly. Anybody online have anything to add? Questions, comments? Anything online?
Thank you, sir. It's a young man Desmond just checking in.
Y'all about to outside Rockethon. How you doing, young man Desmond?
I'm good. Everything to work.
All right.
It's working.
Con, I got you down. Hey, you got any questions, any comments? Young man Desmond. Any questions, comments?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right.
No, sir. Could you kind of briefly what you're speaking on?
Oh, the Scotsman.
Come on about 5 minutes ago.
Con. Talking about God's law is power. I'm reading an article on the Scottsboro 9 in Alabama. In Scottsboro, Alabama, in 1931. The 9 brothers that got accused by 2 white women of raping them, of them raping her, of them raping the 2 white girls. I am the bar. Okay. So, well, even without no evidence, being a black male in 1930s, the 1940s, even before that, even in the 60s and 70s, if you was a black man and you got accused of raping a white man, all she had to do was say you raped her, and you was done for. Even now.
That's true.
Even now.
Yep.
That's why we need these law, statute, commandments to protect ourselves. And these poor brothers, man, they caught it. They caught it bad. I mean, they locked them up in jail for years. And I think the last one I think he got pardon, like 2003. And boy, I mean, but it was like these brothers caught hell. That's just a little bit. Look, if you want to, you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. But yeah, these boys, man, these poor brothers, man, they had, these Edomite women put them through hell. But another one turned on each other. They stuck together. Matter of fact, if I may sidebar for a second, if you could pick me up at Zechariah 11:5.
Come, sir. Book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Stop right there. Whose possessors slay them. They was looking to slay these brothers. They were looking to slay these brothers. They had the sheriff deputized a posse, a lynch mob. And you can imagine what these brothers had to go through being locked up in prison in Alabama in the 1930s at that. They was looking to slay these cats. These poor brothers, man, innocent. And all they were doing was trying to get home, riding the train. You know what I mean? Riding the train, trying to get home. That's all they want to do. To be left alone. And when I was reading it earlier, they was like, even some of the white witnesses was like, yeah, every time the 2 white girls, every time they tried to approach them, they would move to a different spot because, they were laughing, joking, having a good time, mind their own business, and it was like everywhere they went on the train cart, they was right there trying to follow them, and they rejected them, and all because they didn't want to go to jail. So they're going to lie on these brothers. They lied on these brothers just so they won't have to go to jail. That's a continuous cycle with these people.
That's right.
And they know that if they accuse, and both of them know that if they accuse these brothers of raping, they know that they will be looking to kill these brothers. The death penalty, a lynch mob after them, ready to hang all these brothers.
Right. Salakia.
Go ahead.
But they don't care, Adawan.
No, they don't. They don't.
They have no compassion.
And that's why we need to stay away from these people. That's why we need separation. Separation is a must, Israel. Separation we need that right now. Right here today, right now.
Yeah.
Continue.
Come on, sir. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right. They don't hold themselves not guilty. They slay us and hold themselves not guilty. You see just recently how them what was it, 6 white cops, how they busted in on them 2 brothers, all because they never said there were 2 black guys in the house.
Right.
You know, so they went over there just to mess with these brothers. Perverted, sexual deviant at that. I mean, you gotta bring sex toys, really? And then you gotta hold a gun in one of the brothers' mouth?
Right.
You can't tell me there's something real. You can't tell me there's nothing wrong with these people. These people are sick in the head. You can't see that they're sick in the head. You can't see that there's something wrong with this whole entire race of these pale people. If you can't tell that, you go ahead.
I would just like to add that I'm very glad I'm not Christian because they want to hold hands and feast at tables with them, with these same people, and I just can't look at them in a different other way than they've, messed up black people.
Right. That's right. Give that young brother a hand. Young man Cadillac. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like you look at them. I mean, if you just stop and observe and just watch them, how they act, the way they look, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Everything about them is filthy and disgusting. All right, the water for that young man. Well, you finished? You had anything else to add?
No, sir.
All right. Hey, the water for that.
I end up, said maybe later though.
All right, Khan.
Come.
Well, yeah, you know, our possessors, they slay us. They hold themselves not accountable.
Right.
You know, and it's like they ain't gonna continue to get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because while they think they are, the Most High is watching them. God is watching them. Christ, the angels, this ain't gonna be forever. Sooner or later, hey, Christ is gonna return. He's gonna return, and when he returns, boy, hey, y'all got hell to pay. Y'all owe a debt. Y'all owe a very large, boy. You're deficient, boy. You're debt deficient right now. Ooh-wee. You can't buy yourself out of this one. No amount of money that you print, no amount of gold that you got is going to get you out of this whooping that you're about to take.
That's right. Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
If I may, real quick. Adawan, you know they found cocaine in the White House a few weeks ago.
Right.
And nobody went to jail.
Right, exactly. Hey, none of them going to take accountability for that.
Right.
You know? All right, drop that. And this is why and this is the commandment that he gave us. And this is what he's telling us. Get me John 13. Hold on, Salakia. Get me 1 John 5:3.
Come on, sir.
You know, you want to know our duty? This is our duty. This is our job. To follow these law, statutes, and commandments. To gain our power back, to come together, gain our power back.
Right.
I just read to you about the Scottsboro 9. Them brothers stuck together. Them brothers had power. Montgomery, Alabama, them brothers and sisters stuck together. They had power.
Come.
And not and in defense of their brother, in defense of each other. That's the strength and power of the Most High. He put that spirit in you. Hey, look, ain't nothing we can't do. We're the salt of the earth. We're the most powerful.
Like I said, I want to.
Go ahead.
And I'm also glad is that when white people join these other cultures and religions, they try to abuse the power for forgiveness. Those stray further and further away from their God, and you know, if they get old and they're about to die soon. Like Jeffrey Dahmer, for instance, he when he was in jail, he decided to get baptized, and everybody thinks he's in heaven now.
Right.
In his heaven.
Right. That's a very good point. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer, that's right. I forgot about that. Give that young man one hand once more. I forgot about that. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, you're right. And they do. They join all these different religions. And like Jeffrey Dahmer, for example, like you said, you know, he went ahead and got baptized and, you know, he repented before he died and all this and that. Like, number one, this ain't for them anyway. And when you get baptized, as we always say in the ISUPK, you ain't doing nothing but coming up a wet sinner. Ain't nothing changed.
That's right.
Because if Jeffrey Dahmer was able to get free, he would have been right back to doing the same thing over again.
That's right.
So all that baptizing and dunking in water and all that, he probably needed a bath anyway, being an Edomite. You know, they don't like the bath and they don't bathe so thoroughly anyway. So, hey, he got a free bath before he left.
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
Salaki Adawan. I mean, hearing stuff like that, it just pissed me off. You know, they just make mockery of our laws, statutes, and commandments. You know,
right?
This book is not for them. You know, and they say stupid things like that. Jeffrey Dahmer repented. The lady that lied on Emmett Till, she repented before she died. I mean, Christianity is the stupidest. You mean to tell me I can live any kind of way all my life? You know, kill people, whore out all the women that I want, and then right before I die on my deathbed, I can repent and be all good with the Most High.
Huh.
That makes no sense. You know, God is not mocked.
Right. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. I mean, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? And that's that Christianity. You're right. That Christianity, boy, that's one hell of a drug for our people.
Come.
You know, that'll, well, at least he repented. At least she repented. But really? How do you think God just going to forgive them just like that?
Right.
Because they did a little prayer and they got baptized, dunked in some water. Really? Right. I don't think so. Hold on for 1 second. You know, I don't think so. You know, that That just sounds like real ridiculous. That just don't make no sense. And the way we fight, the way them brothers fought back, the Scottsboro 9 and in Montgomery, Alabama, that's how we supposed to defend ourselves. But thanks to that filthy, disgusting Martin Luther the Queen, Michelle Queen, who you Christians and everybody else praise so much, taught us, oh, be peaceful. Don't fight back. You know, we got peaceful demonstration. You know, oh, you get slapped, turn the other cheek. Ain't that what you Christians say? Turn the other cheek. You ain't got but two cheeks. How many times you gotta keep turning your cheeks? Your face gotta be swollen up, jaw broke, teeth missing.
Right.
What, you gonna keep turning your cheek? I'm just gonna keep turning my cheek.
Right.
Non-violent protest. Don't fight back. We gotta win them over with love. Really? How did that work out for you? And then you got the filthy Al Sharpton, that filthy, greasy, disgusting, him and Jesse Jackson,
right,
still trying to continue. Oh, we got to keep hope alive. We got to keep the King's dream alive. We got to keep pushing forward. Pushing forward what? To more destruction?
Right.
To more death, to more slayings, to more beatings, more abortion clinics, more drugs in our neighborhoods, more guns. Then we can kill each other, keep ourselves destroyed. Slocky, young man. Cadman, you have something to say? Go ahead.
Concert. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was trying to say. Like, they'll say like, oh yeah, well, he did drugs, kill and rape 17 boys, mostly being black men. But he's baptized and they act like we're all good now. He was in prison. He really didn't have a choice, so he might as well have just tried to give his life to God. He couldn't drug, rape, or kill anyone there, so he had no other option.
Right, exactly. Oh, excellent point. I can't wait for you to become an officer and start teaching. Excellent point. Like, for real. Like, because he's in prison, no, he can't do like he did out in the streets. So all that being baptized and all that, oh, yeah, you know, he repented. Like that's gonna make it all good after. Come on now, make that make sense. After all that he did, all them rapings and killing and cannibalism and doing drugs and all that homosexuality, all of a sudden he's supposed to be just, oh, I changed my life. You know, hey, they don't let us get away. No, he can't get away with that. No. He was a filthy, disgusting, nasty, homosexual criminal, just like the rest of his people.
That's right.
A rapist, junkie, drug addict, just like the rest of his people.
Right.
And I account him for everything that he's done against our people. The whole race. Y'all about to show me how Isupk Atlanta. That sounds like the mighty Isaiah. Go ahead.
Checking in, you know what I mean? Real heavy class bringing out. You know what I'm saying? Officer, and you know, they just caught what is the senator's son, the president's son, Hunter. You know what I'm saying? They got some cocaine in the White House.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how many of us get locked up in the 80s, 90s, you name it, you know what I mean? We're doing 25, 30, we're doing 1,000 years for a little sniff, a little this, that. And dude got who knows how many pounds or ounces he got, and then nothing happens. And then they got him on his laptop, standing. He's standing tall, and his hand is behind the back of, I think it was a 13 or 12-year-old girl. His hand is behind the back of her head while she's performing fellatio on this devil. This is president's son. They got it on tape. They got him high. They got him with hookers and all types of stuff. Nothing's gonna happen. But with us, you sneeze the wrong way. If you say bless you the wrong way, you don't say salud, you say kazunai, man, you go to prison. So,
right. Con. And you know what? You ain't never lied. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think about that. They know whose cocaine that was. Joe Biden, that was your son's coke. Talking about they didn't know whose it was, where it came from. I was thinking about it. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a heavy point. That was his coke.
Right.
He probably just couldn't sneak it in all the way. So, I'm just gonna leave this here. Come on with the jokes, man. Hey, the water for that. Hey, priest, you know what? I did not think about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
They can fool the world, but they can't fool the UPK.
Exactly. We ain't going for the okie doke. Or how we used to say, we ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Come on.
Everybody else can fall for it. We ain't falling for that. And we don't do conspiracy theories either. So, yeah. You're going to have to come to us better than that. Well, young man, Abishai.
Come on.
You got that 1 John 5:3 for me.
Come on, sir. 1 John.
Right.
Chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that
Stop
we
right
keep.
There.
Come.
Stop right there. This is the love of God. This is the love of our power. This is the love that he has for us. We follow his law, statute, commandments. This is his love. Go ahead, read.
Come. That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. This is love. This is true love. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to keep his commandments. As long as we keep his commandments, we'll always have our power. Our power will always have our back. You don't have to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about eating. How you got to get your bills paid. He's going to have your back. You ain't got to touch nobody, especially now, because right now our warfare is not carnal, it's spiritual. Our job right now is to raise our people up, to teach them these laws, statutes, and commandments. Our job right now is to raise our people up, to bring them together, as many as we can, as quickly as we can. Read that again.
Come, sir. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Right. They're not grievous. It's not hard to stop smoking, to put down put down that fork that got that shrimp, crab, and lobster on it. There's nothing, that is not hard. That is not a hard thing to do. And that's just small, minor things. You can fight. Hey, look, get counseling. You can fight that spirit of homosexuality and lesbianism. You can fight that cigarettes. You can fight smoking weed. You can fight being an alcoholic. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but if you're going to drink, as the Bible says, you're going to drink to get drunk, so you won't make a fool out yourself in these streets. Stay at home and get drunk and pass out. You don't have to have violence against your brother.
Right.
And then, and what's that? In Genesis, what Cain told the Most High when God asked him, about his brother Abel, Oh, am I my brother's keeper? And no wonder when I got in here and I learned how filthy and disgusting that saying is, I was like, man, that just blew me away. Like, I got to thinking about, like, yeah, that do sound wicked as hell. Like, because you're supposed to look out for your brother. You're supposed to make sure your brother is all right. Hey, brother, you all right? Hey, you got something to eat? You low on food. You need some cash. What can I do to help you? You're supposed to make sure that your brother is straight, and not just your brother at home, not just your blood brother, but your brothers out here in these streets. You see your brother that's homeless. Hey, brother, you all right? Hey, you want something to eat, man? You want a couple of dollars in your pocket? That's how you're supposed to treat your brother. That's loving your brother, as Christ commanded us. Christ commanded us to love each other like that.
That's right.
Yeah, Sloppy.
Go ahead.
Trooper Natasha Royale said, he no longer Yom Abishai no more. He named me Halak Amath. That means rock in the face. He's a trooper now. So
Oh, Sluggy, come on, the water, right? Right, that's right. Halak. Trooper Halak. Congratulations once again, brother. To you and Amatazah.
The water.
Yeah. All right, pick me up where we left off at.
Come on, sir. For verse 4. For whosoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith.
Right. Have faith in God. Have faith in Christ. We can overcome all this. We can overcome the world. We can overcome our slavery, this oppression, everything and everyone that comes up against us.
Right.
Our backs is literally against the wall because all these nations out here hate us. They know who we are. And they damn sure don't want us to come together. They certainly don't want us following these law, statute, commandments. That's why you see a lot of opposition when we be out there in the streets. When we're teaching on Saturdays, we got a lot of opposition. Right. A lot of it's coming from our own people. But hey, don't think that these oppressors, these other races, these Arabs and these Chinese, don't think that they ain't walking past and having nothing on their mind. Like these niggas, what they really think they're real people, but they know what they think they doing. Why are they doing this? Y'all, hey, what y'all mad? Y'all ain't got no job, ain't got no money. This ain't about no job or no money. And what you gonna do when Christ returns? Once again, what is your money gonna do for you when Christ returns? You think Christ care about your money? You think God care about your money? They got all the power in the world. They can have anything they want. I ain't worried or caring about your money. Matter of fact, your money about to burn when Christ returns. Yeah, your Fort Knox, your U.S. Print, what is that? The Mint, the U.S. Mint. All your coins. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Trooper the Pastoral said a younger bar.
Oh, okay. All right, no sweat. All right, so water. Anybody got any questions or comments on a conference call? Anyone online?
No, sir.
All right, come. Right. Read that again for me one more time. Halak.
Come, sir. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
This
And
is
his
the love of,
commandments.
stop right there.
Come.
This is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. We got to do all his commandments.
Yeah.
Not just some, not just half, not just 2/3, a quarter. We got to do all his commandments.
Right.
You know, we got to do all, follow all these law, statute, commandments. Do you know the power that we will gain? You'll have the powers and ability to resist everything. To live.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have the power to help wake your people up.
Right.
You'll have the power to bring your people together, man.
Right.
To teach them. Show them, you'll have the power to lead. We can bring down mountains and governments. You get up in this ISUBK, you'll learn how to wake the dead. You'll have that power to wake the dead, as it says in our prayers. The power to heal the sick, to make the blind see. By waking our people up to this truth, they can't see it. A lot of us, we can't see the truth. All we know is what we see, what we learn either in school in the Christian church, which is a bunch of daggone lies. But when you come in here, you awaken to the truth. You learn what real history, what really happened in history.
Right.
You'll learn what these scriptures really mean.
Right.
Young man, Abishal, let's see, what time is it? We have time to okay, Con. We got plenty of time. Pick me up at Ephesians 4:32.
Come, sir. Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
Did you say Ephesians chapter 4 and 32?
Con.
Come.
Anybody have any questions, any comments? On conference call, online?
No, sir.
All right, Con. Let me get there with you, Halak.
Come.
Okay, all right, go ahead, read.
Come. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 32. And be ye kind one to another.
Right. Be ye kind one to another. Be nice. Treat each other like you want somebody to treat you.
Yeah.
With kindness. Be tender towards your brother.
Right.
Towards your sister. Sisters, be tender towards your brother and your other sisters. Don't be afraid to show love to your brothers. Don't be afraid to protect your brothers. Same thing go for you sisters too. Don't be afraid. Look, in ISUPK, you know what we say. Brotherhood is a weapon.
Right.
And it's been proven. And it's been proven in here. It was proven in Montgomery, Alabama.
Right.
That brotherhood is a weapon. We stick together. Boy, did you see that power that was displayed of what we can do when we come together to defend ourselves, to defend our nation? And let me tell you something. Esau knows what's going on. Esau knows there's a war coming. Esau knows what's about to happen. You know why? Because I be seeing advertisements where he's saying, he got it to where senior citizens can join the military now. Like if you're like in your 60s or something, right? At that age, a lot of cats are trying to retire. Are you really, really trying to go into the military? to go through basic training. Are you really trying to do all that? Are you really trying to run and exercise and go through all the exasperations?
Slocky.
Go ahead.
Man, Adawan, that sounds like an act of desperation.
Exactly. I was just about to say, hey, the water for that. Hey, look, you ain't never lying. That's all that is. They getting desperate.
Come on.
All hands on deck. You are so right about that. You know? So yeah. And that's why we got to be kind to one another. We got to be kind to our elderly, to our homeless, you know, to the widow, to the fatherless. We got to be kind to the other people of our nation. We got to be kind to each other. We got to come together.
That's right.
You know, be kind, be nice. You know, hey, look, you got a dispute with a brother. Go to that brother. Talk to that brother. Let him know that you offended him. You know, y'all talk it out, work it out. You ain't got to be violent towards each other to solve your problems. Go ahead, read.
Come on, sir. Tenderhearted. Forgiving one another.
Right, tenderhearted. You know, be soft. Be soft. Be kind to one another. Forgiving one another. You know, your brother offends you. Forgive that brother. You know, like Christ said, hey, what do you tell Peter? You know, hey, forgive that brother. You know, that's your brother. You know, forgive him his offense. 70 times 7. How many times? Peter said what? How many times 7? I said, no, 70 times 7. You know, continuous.
Come on.
You know, keep forgiving them.
Come on.
Ain't nothing wrong with loving your own people. These other races, they love their own people. They stick together.
Right.
Or so they make out that they are. Well, they really ain't, because they doing the same thing any other race is doing. They killing each other, and a lot of them killing each other more than we are. Especially them, what are them gangsters, them Italian mafias, and what is that in Japan? The Yakuza, whatever that is. China, they got the triads.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, they killing each other left and right.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they say you also got the so-called Edomites, the U.S. military.
All right, there you go. There you go. The water, exactly. Someone said Slovakia.
Just want to chime in real quick, sir, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yes, what you just brought out was real heavy as far as teaching us how many times you should forgive your brother 70 times 70. And, you know, most times Christ says, I pray for bring out the truth and understanding of the scriptures, because coming up in the Christian church, I've heard that being as far as, you know, how the Lord forgives you, and they keep that as to, you know, keep on sinning, you know, keep on getting forgiven.
Right. No, you're right. But you're right, though. And that Christianity, man, it teaches you, boy, forgive your own people. You know, the Christian church wants you to forgive everybody. Forgive this oppressor. Forgive this Asian man. They're not forgiving you. Because if they did, you wouldn't have a hard time when you come out of prison of getting a job. How they say you paid your debt to society, not according to them. According to them, you still a criminal. What happens that every time these cops out here kill one of our people, what's the first thing they do? Can anybody tell me that?
So lock you out of one.
To justify they're killing that brother. Hold on. Hold on, Halak, go ahead.
Salaki Adawan. I'll let officer go. I yield. I'll let the officer go.
All right, go ahead. Slakia, Zariala.
Oh, kind. Hey, Salakia, it's really heavy points, you know what I mean? First thing a devil does when he assaults us, he kills us, lays our body on the ground, in that cold concrete. First thing he does is grab a beer. Salakia.
Exactly. Well, what's the main thing they want to do? When, especially the media, especially the oppressive media. Go ahead.
They want to calm us down, like with the slick hair creatures and all that.
Exactly. But it's something else they do. What's the first thing they do? For time's sake, I'll give it to you. Go ahead.
Salaki Adawan, I got it.
What's that?
If I may, they bring out your background. Well,
that's what I was looking for. Give that brother a hand. Exactly. That's exactly what I was looking for. You hit it right on the head. So, hey, look, all y'all answers was great. All y'all had some good answers. But that's the main one I was looking for. That's exactly what they do. That's the first thing they want to do is your background. Oh, he was a gangster. He used to sell drugs, or he was a drug dealer. You know, it's something that they want to drag out from your past that you don't even do no more, that you ain't had nothing to do with for what, about 10, 20 years of your life.
Right.
It could even be 5 years of your life. It don't matter to them. They still will want to drag you through the mud.
Yeah.
Of what you used to do to justify them beating you down or killing you. Go ahead.
Like, it shows you how wicked they really are because, you know, they'll bring out, like you said, they'll try to vilify you to justify something, but then they want to sit up here and talk about, you know, forget about slavery and all this other stuff here so long ago.
Right. And it goes right back to our possessors hold themselves not accountable. And that's their way of not holding themselves accountable. That's another way of holding themselves not accountable. They got many ways that they hold themselves not accountable. And you are so right about that. You got any more? That's it? All right, Khan. All right, well, yeah, where was he at, Halak? Oh, yeah.
Salaki.
Oh, yeah. Forgiving one another. Keep reading.
Come. Forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you.
Right. For Christ's sake, because what did Christ do for us? He died for us to adopt us back to the Most High, to adopt us back to God. You know, forgive. You know, he loved us, and so God is loving us. And for Christ's sake, yeah, he's loving us because of what he did.
Right.
You know, being tortured, you know, fingernails being ripped out of his fingers, hair being pulled out. You know, he's being whipped with whips with spikes at the end, exposing his ribs and his insides. Come on, man. You know how strong all the torture that Christ went through. Do you know how strong you got to be to endure all that? And then they made him carry his own cross and slew him on the cross for our sakes. Christ loved the hell out of us. God loves the hell out of us. That's why we got to follow these law, statutes, and commandments. That's why you got to be a brother to your brother. You know, love one another. Love them as Christ loved us, as he loves us.
Right.
You know, young man Avasai, pick me up at Oh, go ahead. Oh, Salakia. Halak. My bad. Salakia, Halak.
No sweat, Adawan.
Salakia. I ain't trying to call you by your old name. I ain't doing it purposely.
I know.
Just to let you know. But yeah, where was I at? Hey, the water for that. Hey, the water for you and Rye picking up on that for me. All right, where was I at? Well, yeah, man, we gotta love on each other, man. We can't keep doing what we're doing. We can't keep destroying ourselves. I mean, it's bad enough these other races are out here destroying us.
That's right.
You know, because Christ died for us.
That's right.
All right, pick me up at what I want. Is it Matthew 5:17?
Come. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Right. Think not that I have come to destroy. Christ didn't come to destroy the law.
Right.
That was not his intent nor his purpose of being here. Christ didn't come to destroy the law. He said, think not. Don't even have that. Don't even have an inkling of that thought in your head that I come here to destroy this law.
Come.
Why would Christ, and this is for all you Christians out there, why would Christ come to destroy the law that God had worked so hard for his prophets to put down for us, that we may live? This is a book of life. This Bible is a book of life for all of Israel.
Right.
Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. Why would Christ come to destroy the law? Don't even think about that.
That's right.
Because you Christians, you have this thing where, oh, the laws are done away with. If the laws are done away with, then why did Christ say, think not that I have come to destroy the law? And he's above us.
That's right.
So who in the hell are you to say what God or Christ has come to do or is going to do, or how this Bible goes when you don't even know? And a lot of you out here, you want to feminize and soften up and make God into a woman with all this Mother Nature crap. Oh, it's Mother Nature. Oh, that's just Mother Nature doing her work. Ain't no doggone Mother Nature. The hell's wrong with you? No damn Mother Nature.
Right.
Oh, Mother Nature. It's storming outside. Oh, that's just Mother Nature.
Block you, sir.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, believing in Mother Nature crap, I was in 6th grade, and these two girls, they weren't religious because they believed everything revolved around Mother Nature. Like, whenever they asked them a question like, well, who created the universe? They would just say, Mother Nature.
Wow.
But of course.
Right. You know, that sounds wow. That sounds like some what do you call them in the movies with them druid type stuff where they worship nature and trees and all that crap like that. Right, that's what that sounds like. Wow. So everything was just Mother Nature to them, huh? That was the explanation. Everything is just Mother Nature. God is not a feminine. He's not no sissified. Hell, he'd be breaking his own law of Leviticus 20:13 if that was the case. He'd be breaking his own law of man not wearing that pertaining to a woman.
Right.
Like for real. Young man Abishai, read that again for me. Start from the beginning. 5 and 17.
Come. Verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Right. Think not that he has come to destroy the law, because Christ knows that these laws is power. That's why he came to show us how to do the laws. Not just to teach, not just to tell us, but he showed us how to do the laws. And the disciples had the power through these laws. Paul, who else? Moses, Isaiah, Jeremiah. Even today we do. I ain't saying the power like you got to go out and you're gonna blow a building down just by waving your hand or nothing like that. But the power to overcome, the power to separate yourself from this wicked society, the power to be courage, to have courage, to have strength, to get out, to get on this stage, to teach, to get in front of a camera, to stand up on a podium out in the crowd. The power, that knowing that God has got your back. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Nobody trying to harm you, touch you. You got the power of your brothers, because your power lies within your brothers too.
Right.
That's how God has given us power. That's just a few ways. He got soldiers. There's many of us, but you got these cats out here worrying about numbers. And I'm gonna say it again: soldiers outrank numbers. ICPK, Commander General Yohana's got soldiers. He's building soldiers, bionic soldiers, $1 million soldiers. He's like the Oscar Goldman. He's taking brothers and rebuilding them.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
We got men of precious fine gold over here.
Right, exactly. You damn right. That's right. Exactly. More precious than rubies.
Come.
Go ahead, continue, read.
Come. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or
read.
the prophets.
Right, or the prophets. He ain't gonna, all that they did, all that work that they put into writing, right. Witnessing, all that, everything that they did. Christ ain't gonna destroy that, break that down.
Right.
He is not gonna, what the prophets have built up, he is not gonna destroy that and bring it down.
That's right.
He didn't come here to destroy the prophets. He didn't come here to lessen them.
That's right.
That's not that was when he showed us how to do the laws. And the greatest way he showed us was when he was tortured and slain. That was great brotherhood right there. That's the ultimate brotherhood. You can't get no greater than that.
Yeah.
And yes, Christ did follow all the laws, and yes, he did celebrate Passover. Once again, for you Christians out there, Christ did celebrate Passover, which is a law in the Bible. When we left Egypt, God, he gave us that commandment that we are to celebrate the Passover every year and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That follows right behind it. And you know what? To prove that God's law is power, that proves it right there. The Passover. Because what happened? Did he not bring, did his power, did it not bring down Egypt? Same thing's going to do with Esau's kingdom.
Right.
His power, by us following these laws, statute, commandments, is going to bring these kingdoms down. Go ahead.
Like y'all the one if I may.
Go ahead.
Just want a quick little shout out Passover Atlanta 2024. Shout out to Captain Officer. I feel like shout out to Officer y'all would die.
Oh, Khan. Oh, yeah, Most High Christ. Right. You know, because you know, Officer Yahweh die, you know, hey, look, he's trying to get the Passover here. Pesach, the Passover, 2024, Atlanta, Georgia. Well, yeah, you know, he's not trying to destroy the prophets. He didn't come here to destroy the laws. Matter of fact, he made the laws even better. And it's even harder now because there is no more animal sacrifices. So you got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You know? Get your head right, Israel. Get your head right. All right, read. Was that it? No, okay, read.
Come. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. And he didn't destroy it. He fulfilled the laws. He came to fulfill. You know?
Right.
You know, that's what, go ahead.
Right. Everything that the prophets before time said that Christ will come and do, he came and did it.
Exactly. Excellent point. You're right. And he did. And he did it very well.
Come.
You know? I'm talking right down to the letter T.
Come.
You know, Christ, hey, he fulfilled the law. And did he ever fulfill the laws? I mean, even before it was time for him to be sacrificed, for him to die, they was trying to kill him. You know, they was pursuing him everywhere he went to. It was like, you know, these cats was right there, these Pharisees and everybody that was against Christ. You know, they was like right there. You know, trying to discredit him, trying to see if he was really about what he said he was about. And he told him, hey, look, I'm an austere man.
Right.
Serious. Nobody to be played with.
Right.
You know? And, you know, I guess they thought they were just going to approach him any type of way. You can't approach Christ in any type of way.
Right.
You know, he came to fulfill. Go ahead.
Right, Adawan. You can't trip Christ up in his words.
Right.
You trying to trip him up, you know. Christ was way too smart, you know, to let anybody trip him up in his words. Matter of fact, he already knew what they was on when they came with that, when they would come with that mess. You know?
Right.
I yield.
All right. You know, hey, look. If they really thought that they were just gonna just run over and step over Christ, like, nah, man. What makes you think that he was gonna fall for the okie doke?
Come on.
Right. Pick me up. Drop that. Let's see. This probably be my last script. Pick me up at Romans 6:1. You might have time for one more after this. Pick me up at Romans 6:1.
Come on. Romans chapter. What chapter, Adawan?
Romans 6:1.
Romans 6:1. Come on, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then?
Stop right there. What?
Come on.
Stop right there. What shall we say then? What are we gonna say? You know? Get read.
Shall we continue in sin?
Shall we continue in sin? Now you keep saying that the laws are done away with. A lot of you and a lot of you Old Testament cats, you know, y'all right along with them. What shall we say then? The laws ain't done away with. As a matter of fact, when the New Testament is a continuation of the laws.
That's right.
You know, without that, you know, you got that New Testament. What is it? 1 Corinthians 11:3, the law about women.
Come.
You know, no, Slovakia. It's rank and order, right?
The Most High, right?
The head of the woman is right. I mean, Slovakia. The head of the woman is man.
Right. The head of Christ.
You know. So if the old laws, so if the new laws, for all you New Testament only cats, you know, you mean to tell me that you're against that? You're against that the head of the woman is man? The head of man is Christ. The head of Christ is God. So basically, your woman is equal to you, or she's above you. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Read that again for me.
Come. Verse 1. What shall we say then?
What shall we say then? You know, hey, y'all keep saying and for you Christians, you always talking about the laws are done away with. What shall we say then? Go ahead, read.
Come. Shall we continue in sin?
Stop right there. Shall we continue in sin? Well, shall we? Shall we keep transgression against the law? Shall we keep breaking the law?
Right.
Lord forbid. I hope not. I hope that's not in your spirit. I hope that's not on your mind. I hope that's not what you plan on doing. Because you see how destroyed we are without these law, statute, commandments. You see everything that's in this Bible is against this world. And this world is against everything in this Bible because this Bible is righteous.
That's right.
This Bible ain't going to allow you to just do and be what you want to do and be what you want to be. Because you was born a man, you're supposed to be a man. You ain't supposed to go out and have no sex change.
Right.
Right. You ain't supposed to be going out, getting high. That's why you get cancer. And you weed smokers, let me tell you something. You ain't no better than the person that smokes crack or sniffs coke. Y'all think that just because you smoke weed, that don't mean nothing. It's natural. It's natural. Well, cocaine and crack is natural too. Look where it comes from. Don't it come from a plant just like weed comes from a plant? Y'all keep talking about cocaine, people who smoke crack and sniff coke. Hell, y'all just as bad. You know why? Because a lot of you can't function You got to have a blunt before you get up, before you go to work. I know there's cats that smoke crack and do coke that don't even need it before they go to work, before they get up. You got to have before you eat. I got to smoke me a blunt first. You can't tell me you're not an addict. And yes, God is against smoking weed too. So don't even get to it's come from the earth. Y'all gotta stop listening to these cats in these movies. I'm like, oh, it's made from the earth. It was put here for me and you. God put it here for us to get high, man. No, weed is a natural herb. It's supposed to be used for healing.
Right.
It's supposed to be used as medicine.
Come.
Yummy Abishai, read that for me again. One more time, one last time.
Salakia Adawan.
Salakia. Super halakama. Read that for me once again. Salakia.
Come, sir. Book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Right. Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Because a lot of you think that, we saved by grace. We saved by grace. We ain't got to follow the law. The whole law, the laws are done away with. We saved that grace. God has mercy and grace upon us. Well, guess what? All grace is a time there's a time that's given for you to get yourself together.
Right.
Just like you got a bill coming in, you got to pay your electric bill. What do? Don't you call a power company? Say, hey, look, I can pay you next week when I get paid. No, I only get paid but every 2 weeks. I get paid every 2 weeks. Say, okay, we'll write down when you can come in and pay. We'll give you that time. You got a grace period such and such to pay this.
Right.
That's what grace is. Grace is not, God gonna have mercy on us, and we saved by grace. It's not this wonderful, spectacular thing that magically just, God gonna forgive us. At the last minute. Right before you die or right before Christ comes, you can get it together.
Right.
Because God gave us grace and mercy, his mercifulness.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Man, Adawan, ain't no way in hell you can make your election sure that way.
Exactly.
Us brothers putting in all this work. We got brothers in the UP and the ISUPK been putting in work for years.
Exactly.
And they still don't count themselves to be made it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to say.
Right.
So
exactly. Go ahead.
To think you just gonna wait till the last minute and make your election sure.
Right.
Boy. Who bewitched? Boy, they bewitched that one.
Right.
They bewitched.
Exactly.
Y'all got to hear what the prophets is saying. Coming to the ISUPK and make your election sure while you have time, because time is running out. I yield.
Exactly. Right. And you got to make your election sure. You got to make sure that you can get up on them chariots. You got to make sure that you're doing the right thing, that you follow these laws, statutes, commands. You got to make sure that we can get our power back.
Right.
We need our power back. We need to be running this earth because look at it now and the wickedness of it. You know, leaving up to the oppressor.
Right.
You know, or even the animals. You know, they're like, hey, wait. Like, y'all, boy.
Right.
You know, y'all just killing them off like left and right. I mean, the crimes y'all committing, period, against the earth. Nuclear bomb testing and all that, and destroying the ozone. The ozone layer, you know, at one time it was strong enough. He made the ozone layer so, like, when you got like comets or something coming into the atmosphere, it can burn up and disintegrate. That's why they got that. That's why when they send them space shuttles up in the air, up into space, and they come back, that's why they got to have special shields on them in front of and at the nose of that space shuttle. Because when it's coming back in, that thing is burning up. That thing is hot on fire.
That's heavy, Adawan.
You know, so in order for them to go out in space, you know, they be destroying the atmosphere, that ozone layer. They be shooting bombs and stuff up in there that they destroy it just so they can get the space shuttle up out of there. That's why when they talk about, you know, hey, look, we got a window of opportunity. You know, we got to open up the window. You know, you ain't got but so much of a window open up.
Okay.
You know, to go outer space, to go into outer space and back. That's how much destruction that Esau has did to this planet. Young man Abishai, give me Leviticus 20 and 13.
Come. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13.
Khan. I mean, Salakia, Halak. Don't worry. Hey, look. You got to forgive me. Salakia. I don't mean to keep calling you by your slave name. I just caught myself with that.
We're going to get
Trooper
it.
Halak. Trooper Halak.
No sweat, Adawan. Okay, if I may, that was Leviticus chapter 20
and 13.
Come, sir. And verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman.
Right, stop right there. And as a man lieth, as he would with mankind, as he would a woman. How do you lay with a woman? How does a man lay with a woman?
So like you had one.
Go ahead.
You know, the way.
Hold on for a second. Go ahead.
The way, the way a man's supposed to.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. I know we know what you're saying. Go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody says Salakia. Go ahead. Right. Intercourse. Right. You ain't supposed to lay down with another man like that.
Right.
You know, that's one of the laws. That's what this law right here will keep you from getting the disease. This law right here will keep you from getting HIV/AIDS, syphilis. You know, because let me ask you, what's up in a man's rear? What's up in anybody's rear? And what comes out of it? That's nothing but waste. That's nothing but germs and diseases.
Right.
Waste. Now, this is how filthy and disgusting that we have become following these other races when a man wants to turn himself into a woman. a woman wants to try to turn herself into a man. Even when these lesbians be using them dildos, you know, them strap-ons and all that, you know, they sticking them into every hole in their body. That's still germs and diseases. Talking about they gotta lube it up. I gotta make it slick. Like that, you know how disgusting and nasty that is? Why would you want, especially for them cats that talking about raw, no protection? You ain't doing nothing but giving yourself and the person that you with disease. That you know what, you people are that's a very violent act. That's abuse. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because them nasty, filthy, homosexual cops that busted it out of them two brothers, that's what they was all about. That's what they was all about. From when I heard that and what they was doing to them brothers, like, y'all are some very deviant, perverted, nasty, disgusting, filthy muck. Slakia. Y'all just nasty. Y'all just nasty.
Salakia out of one.
Go ahead.
And they did it while in uniform.
Right. In uniform. Now you're supposed to be representing the police department. Y'all supposed to be, boy. Y'all grown men. And see, the thing about Esau, he always wanted to make himself out like he just this manly man and try to give himself tough, you know, hardcore names and all that, like Steel and Rambo. You know, Hawk. My name is Hawkins. They call me Hawk.
John
You
Wick.
know? Right. Exactly. You know, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. And all that. But deep down in reality, they're a bunch of homosexuals.
Yeah.
You really are. Read for me. Read that again for me.
Couple sir. Verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lie with a woman,
Go ahead.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
Have committed a what?
Both have committed an abomination.
No, they committed love.
Both have committed an abomination.
No, they committed to making a baby.
Both have committed an abomination.
Both have committed an abomination. Abomination. And what is abomination? A very vile, disgusting, filthy act. When you read about a law that the Most High is against, that he says, hey, look, this law, that's an abomination. That's a very vile, disgusting act. An abomination. You know, you can't get no worse than that. But everybody always talking about, oh, you know, all the sins are equal. This don't sound equal to me.
Right.
This don't sound equal to me. This don't sound like, hey, you know, if you're an adulterer, you're an adulterer. But you commit an act, a man lying with man as he would a woman, is an abomination. You can't get no worse than that. To be vile and disgusting and violent. Read.
Salaki, I don't want.
Go ahead.
That's one of the strongest words in the Bible.
Right.
Abomination.
Exactly. Go ahead, read.
Come. They shall surely be put to death.
Right. They shall surely be put to death. No, they shall surely live.
They shall surely be put to death.
No, they should surely go to heaven and, be with the other angels, and, they're going to be floating around in the sky with God.
They shall surely be put to death.
No, it's going to be rainbows.
They shall surely be put to death.
Surely be put to death. That's a law. Them cops that broke in on them brothers and did them nasty, vile, disgusting sexual acts upon them, they need to be put to death. And Most High Christ puts them to death.
That's right.
And I'm not making no apologies for it. I'm not mentioning my words, and I'm not gonna back my words down.
That's right.
Y'all, something need to happen, y'all. That's just, y'all just nasty. Any questions? Any comments? Online? On the conference call? All right, with that, I end the class and pass the class over to Police Officer Barack Yala.
Isupk security announcements. Isupk started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They'll be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister have interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, comes out of the scriptures, Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Pronounced Ma'ashera in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord has given you gives to the treasury department or teacher. We got upcoming holy convocations, which is the memorial blowing of trumpets. It's sundown Friday, September 15th. Also, any brothers that want to come into the school, start prospecting, start wearing all black. It includes boots, shirts, pants, headbands, / scarves. You can get with one of the officers to find out exact times and locations. And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, Mr. Israel Majid. Mike Shabbat, Barack.
Y'all
Any sisters online? Gone. All right, go give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Mike Shabbat, Barack, Yahweh Shema Alatah by Hashem Yahweh, which means the Most High watch over you in Christ's name. Hands down, class dismissed.
I got you.
For so long you've been sighing and crying, begging for justice, and here the Lord is bringing you justice right here to your streets.